Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Student of 6, be attentive please. I am going to deliver the lecture of history. Chapter number 3. The topic is Muslims in South Asia. So, in this chapter, you will learn about the Muslims of South Asia, how they came in Asia, how they settled there, what were their conquests, and the regime of all the rulers. First of all, I will start the first topic, arrival of Arabs in the subcontinent and conquest of Sindh. The Arabs were traded by profession. Basically, as you know, all Arabs were in olden days, they were traders. They used to visit different countries for their trade. They carried their luggage by boats and ships for Egypt and Syria. As you know, olden days there was no airways. The Arabs had established their amicable relations. Underline this word amicable. Amicable is friendly relations with the people of there. Due to trade, the Arab had also delivered the message of Islam to the people of there. The Muslim traders had also settled at the coast of Sri Lanka and western India. What were the reasons of invasion of Sindh? In 703 AD, the governor of Makran, Sayyid bin Alam, was murdered, and his murderer took refuge with Raja Tahir of Sindh. What is the meaning of refuge? Refuge is a shelter from the danger. To seek out the shelter from danger. Hajjaj bin Yusuf demanded the heir to hand over the murder, but Raja Tahir rejected it. Rejected, you have to underline. Rejected means to refuse. Refused it. Secondly, a ship of Arab Muslims who had settled in Sri Lanka carrying trade luggage and gifts for Hajjaj bin Yusuf. When it reached near the coast of Debul, it was plundered by pirates. Plundered means they looted. They imprisoned the children as well as women. Hajjaj bin Yusuf wrote a letter to Raja Tahir to recover the luggage from the pirates and release the prisoner. Release the prisoner to leave the. Release means to leave the prisoners and punish the pirates severely. Strictly, he has to punish the pirates. In response to it, Raja Tahir wrote the pirates were out of his control. Hajjaj bin Yusuf infuriated. You have to underline infuriated. Infuriated means to get angry. And his young son-in-law and nephew Muhammad bin Qasim was sent to Sindh with troops to punish Raja Tahir. I think you understand this topic. Now, how he conquest the Debul. Debul is old name of Sindh. So, in 712 AD, Muhammad bin Qasim reached Debul by Makran and besieged it. Besieged it means blocked it. Underline this word, blocked it. Debul was a famous seaport of Sindh near Karachi. Hajjaj bin Yusuf wrote a letter to Muhammad bin Qasim. And what he wrote? Let Raja Tahir not cross the river Mehran, face the enemy in an open area, keeping in view the organization of the troops and win the favor of chiefs of Sindh. Muhammad bin Qasim acted upon these instructions and succeeded in winning the battle. There was a temple of Hindus in the middle of Debul. On the top floated their red flag. It was the belief of the Hindus that none could harm them till the flag was there. As soon as the Muslims used the catapult. You know the catapult stone is kept in that device and it is hitting. This is in old days, the device is used in olden days. A stone hit the flag and it fell down. It discouraged the Hindus. After this, forces of Raja came out of the fort and started fighting. Muslims fought boldly, entered over the fort, captured the city. Raja Daher fled away. You know what is fled away? Fled away means run away from the battlefield and was killed later. The Muslims got freedom from the prison of the pirates who were punished heavily. In 712 AD, Sindh was conquered completely. So this is the conquest of Sindh. How Muhammad bin Qasim conquered the Sindh. Now we will read about the conquest of Multan. The province of Multan was also included in the kingdom of Raja Daher at that time. As you know, it was a center of trade that time and counted among strong forts. The ruler of Multan was the son of Raja Daher's uncle. Having conquered Sindh, when Muhammad bin Qasim reached Multan, the Raja faced the Islamic troops but saved his life by his escape. Escape means also to flee, to run away. Muhammad bin Qasim found much wealth and treasure there. The major portion of the booty is profit, divided among the soldier, and rest of the left was sent to Hijaz bin Yusuf in Iraq. The conquest made Hijaz bin Yusuf very happy. Now, what were the effects of invasions? People of Sindh welcomed Muhammad bin Qasim after the conquest of Sindh. Muhammad bin Qasim established the rule of equality, justice, and this affected the Indian society very much. The Hindus of low caste embraced Islam by the moral influence and fraternity. Fraternity is brotherhood of Muhammad bin Qasim and his companions. The Muslims opened schools and madrasas to give education. Sanskrit books were translated into Arabic. After the conquest of Sindh, many scholars, traders and industrialists settled in Sindh. The Arab trade increased along the coastal area of Balochistan and Sindh. Now, the regime of, so this is all about, we have learned about Muhammad bin Qasim's arrival in Sindh and how he arrived in Sindh. After that, how he arrived, the looted of pirates, he conquered Sindh, and then he conquered Multan. And what were the effects of invasion? Of course, the effect of invasions was that so many people were accepted the Islam, they embraced Islam. And then we will read about the Sultan Mahmud Ghaznavi's form of government. Regime is the form of government. And Sultan Mahmud Ghaznavi was born in Ghaznavi, as you know. He was the son of King of Ghazni named Subuktigin. So his father was Subuktigin. He ascended the throne after the death of his father 997 at the age of 30. So only at the age of 30 he became a king. He was very brave and courageous king. He had attained special skills in the state affairs, military matters. He spent 33 years in war expeditions. Expeditions, you can say it's muhimmat. He invaded India for 17 times and always succeeded in spite of all the forces. He has small forces, not all, actually small forces. He always used to return to his country after the conquest. Somnath was a famous sacred temple. It was the sacred temple of Hindus. Hindus believed that who would attack Somnath? They used to say, who attacked the Somnath, he himself will be annihilated. Annihilated means he will be destroyed. Whoever will come and destroy. When Mahmud Ghaznavi came to know that, he attacked Somnath because he was very anxious about that temple. So he came and he attacked Somnath and conquered it. That this temple had countless treasures. Figures of God were studded with the jewels, diamonds, pearls, gold, silver. Various rajas of northern India with their great forces came to protect this temple. But they all were failed. The worshippers offered huge wealth of rubies. So the idols of Somnath might not broken, but Sultan replied. Why they don't want to broke? Because it was their sacred temple and nobody wants to break their sacred places. So Sultan, what he replied, I am breaker of idols and not the shelter of seller of idols.